So guys, let's talk. Let's talk about my book, The Beast Inside of Me. Let's have the talk. So I remember when I sent the link to my cousin. She's like my person, and she asked me the question. I didn't know you had a beast inside of you, and I was like, we all have a beast inside of us, and I don't know what she meant by I didn't know you had a beast inside of you. She is the first lady of the church that she served at, with her husband, which is a pastor. And when she said that, I'm like, I don't know what she meant, because I had people that thought that, the story was more linked to like demonic spirit and things like that. Not everybody knew that it was like a sexual addiction or things like that. So, and I also remember when the book came out, I was, my sister, who was at my house at the time, living with me at the time, and she ordered the book. It was like 2 months ago. She ordered the book. I was in Boston when a copy came in, and when I came back from my from travel, and I saw that she was a little bit like disturbed, so I couldn't figure it out until we sat at the table that night, and she asked me the question, did this really happen? And I was like, you know I mean, I laugh because I love to laugh, but I was like, what, you think I'm lying? She said, no, but I just read, I think she only read like the first or the second chapter, and she told me, oh my God, I had a headache. My blood pressure went high after I read this thing that happened to you in your childhood, because I didn't know. The truth is, nobody knew. Or if I mention it to some, I didn't mention it to everybody. Or if I mentioned it just was mentioned. I didn't go into detail. I deal with my trauma, and because it affected my whole life. It shifted my entire life. What happened to me shifted my entire life. I don't want to blame nobody. Up to today, I still blame myself, because everything that happened from that point on, from whatever happened in my childhood, was my decision. So I'm like, yes, I do not blame anybody, but what happened is, the reason why I really wrote this story, my memoir, is to tell other women, especially the women in the church, that it's okay. It's okay to deal with your trauma. It's okay to tell the truth. It's okay to be true to yourself and to others, instead of faking it, like they say, like, coming to church with your nice robe, cover from head to toe, and then you are still this woman. After church is over, you go out and you dating that guy that you know is wrong for you. You sleeping with that other woman, man. You dealing with multiple men. You have multiple partners. You having that man that you are with just because you need your bills to be paid. All of that, I've been there, done that, and that's why I can talk about it like freely and openly. I want to reach out to you guys and say, at some point, when it's time for you, when you decide to really like settle down, you have to admit, yes, I did those things. Because I have a friend of mine that told me that, oh, if I know that you were gonna come up like that, I would have never let you. I'm like, what make you think that you could stop me? you know and then what would be the reason why would you stop me? The truth is, this person is living a lie too. They're living in their bondage, and then they want to accept where they are and not admit to society that, okay, I am doing it wrong. But why would you be living like this, pointing fingers at other people, when you are in bondage? If you don't admit your flaws, you're not gonna like come out of them. If you don't admit that you are big, that something is wrong with you, like suppose you are like you want to lose weight. If you don't admit, if you don't go and weight yourself on a scale, how you gonna know how much pound you need to lose? You have to admit your flaws. You have to admit it, and do not admit it to yourself only. You have to admit it to others, because when people know that, okay, you said you were this and now you are that, If they see you going back to this, they can come and say, hey, you told me you were not gonna do this anymore. You told me that life was over for you. Some of us, the reason why we do not come out is because we are afraid of being judged. Why would I be afraid of being judged about sexual addiction, about having sex, when don't we all having sex? Don't we all had sex or have sex or will have sex at some point? If you want babies, you are gonna have sex. If you are in a relationship, you married, you are having sex. So I hate it when people at church, every time if you said sex in front of them, it's almost like you are a sinner, or it's almost like, it's the, oh my god, no. And that's what I want to talk about. I want to be a revolution in the church. We can talk about sex. Sex is okay to talk about, because guess what? If we want to change the new generation, if you want to tell them that it is wrong, or it's not that it's wrong, like they don't need to have sex when they are young, or we can help them to stay celibacy or to stay virgin, we have to explain to them the reason why they need to. Not telling them to not do it, but tell them why they shouldn't do it, or what happened to us when we did it. Or let's not even telling them why they shouldn't do it. Just give them our own testimony, what happened to us. Because we can only learn from somebody that has been where we are. It's like, if I am a drug addict and I want to come out, somebody that used to be a drug addict can help me come out, because they know the outcome. They can feel it. They can connect with me. But if you never been drunk one day of your life, the only thing you can tell me is, if you drink, it's gonna affect your liver. You're lecturing the person, not because you really know. So it's better that you can. That's why I know that I can talk about sexual addiction, masturbation, pornography, even drinking habit, suicide thought, depression, all of it, being abused, being molested. I can talk about it, and I can talk about it freely, because I cannot say that I'm fully over it, because I believe everybody needs therapy for everything that you have been through. But at least I have my self-acceptance, and I accept that I can be judged for it, but I accept also that I'm not where I used to be anymore. So that's why I can come out with in front of my family member. I know some of them gonna be reading it. They can say whatever they want to say about it. It's okay. It's okay. Because I know who I am now. I know who God say I am. So that's why it's okay. So if you have not already ordered your copy yet, The Beast Inside of Me is my memoir. Go ahead on Amazon, order your copy. If you live in Florida, South Florida, obviously, Florida is so big. If you're in the Miami, Hollywood, Broward, Fort Lauderdale area, can always meet up with you and give you a copy. You can get the copy directly from me, or you can head to Amazon.com and order your copy. If you want to partner with me, do a live together. I would love to share my story with anybody that wanna. We could do a job on a live together. If you're a book writer, business owner, or anybody, I would love, if you have a book, I would love to read your story. I believe, every single body is a story. Everybody is a story. My story might be different from yours, but we all have a story and we are related. So let's meet up, let's partner up, and grab your copy, The Beast Inside of Me. Can't wait to hear from you. Ciao.